Does your cat ever do this? You're petting them, everything seems perfect, and then suddenly they walk away. Or maybe you call their name, try to play, try to cuddle, and they just stare at you like you're not even there. Most cat owners assume the same thing when this happens. They say, "Oh, that's just cats. Moody, independent, aloof." But here's the truth most people never realize. Your cat usually isn't ignoring you. In fact, many times they're doing the exact opposite. They're reacting to something in the way you're interacting with them. Something that accidentally overwhelms their senses or triggers a deep instinctive response. Cats experience the world very differently from humans. What feels like affection to us can sometimes feel confusing, stressful, or even threatening to them. And when that happens, cats don't argue, complain, or make a scene. They simply withdraw. But here's the fascinating part. There is actually a biological reason why cats suddenly go cold like this. And once you understand it, your entire relationship with your cat can change almost instantly. In fact, there is one incredibly simple thing, something that only about 2% of cat owners ever do, that can build a deeper level of trust with your cat than toys, treats, or constant petting ever could. And we'll get to that secret at the very end. 1. You're petting the danger zones. Have you ever had this happen? You're sitting with your cat, gently petting them. They seem relaxed, maybe even purring. Everything feels peaceful. And then out of nowhere they bite your hand or suddenly jump up and walk away. Most cat owners walk away from that moment thinking the same thing. What did I do wrong? The truth is, you probably didn't do anything wrong, at least not intentionally. You just did something most humans naturally do. We pet cats the way we pet dogs. Long strokes down the back, scratching the belly, rubbing near the base of the tail. To us, those gestures feel loving and affectionate. But to a cat's nervous system, those areas can be completely different. Cats have incredibly sensitive skin packed with nerve endings. What starts as pleasant stimulation can quickly turn into sensory overload in just a few seconds. Imagine someone tickling you. It might feel funny at first, but if it keeps going, suddenly it becomes unbearable. And that famous belly your cat shows you, it's one of the biggest misunderstandings in the cat world. When a cat rolls over and exposes their belly, they're not asking for a belly rub, they're showing trust. It's their most vulnerable area. Touching it often triggers a defensive response almost instantly. In fact, research from the University of Lincoln found that touching areas like the belly or the base of the tail can cause a rapid increase in stress signals in cats. So when your cat suddenly walks away, they're not rejecting you. They're simply saying, "That's enough for now." The best places to pet a cat are the areas where their scent glands are located around the cheeks, at the base of the ears, and under the chin. When you focus on these safe zones, petting becomes something your cat actually seeks out instead of something they tolerate. And here's something fascinating. People who truly understand these small signals almost always have cats that are more affectionate, more relaxed, and far more connected to them. If you're learning something new about your cat right now, take 1 second and type the number 1" the comments, so I know you're part of the cat lover community here. And if you enjoy understanding the hidden psychology behind your cat's behavior, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we break down the secrets of feline behavior that most owners never realize. Now, once you understand where not to touch your cat, the next mistake most people make happens before they even touch their cat at all. 2. You're skipping the cat handshake. Picture this moment. You walk into the room, your cat is sitting on the couch, maybe watching you quietly, and like most loving owners, the first thing you do is reach down and pet their head. It feels natural, it feels affectionate, but to your cat, that moment can feel completely different. Cats don't process greetings the way humans or even dogs do. Their world is built around scent first, sight second. Before a cat decides whether something is safe, friendly, or worth interacting with, they need to smell it. In the wild, when two cats who trust each other meet, they rarely start by touching bodies. Instead, they perform a quiet little ritual. They move forward slowly and touch noses. This allows them to exchange scent information and confirm that everything is safe. It's essentially the feline version of a handshake. When we suddenly reach down and touch a cat's head without warning, we skip that entire step. To them, it can feel abrupt, almost like a stranger walking up and hugging you before saying hello. Over time, this small misunderstanding teaches many cats to pull away, flinch, or simply ignore their owners when they approach. But there's a simple way to speak your cat's language. Instead of reaching for their head, gently extend one finger a few inches in front of their nose, then pause. Let them lean forward. Let them sniff you. Sometimes they'll even push their face into your finger and rub against it. That tiny moment is powerful, because in your cat's mind, you didn't force interaction, you asked for permission. And cats remember that. Owners who consistently greet their cats this way often notice something remarkable. Their cats begin approaching them more often, initiating contact, and showing much deeper trust over time. But even if you greet your cat perfectly, there's another reason many cats still seem distant or uninterested, and it has nothing to do with how you touch them. In fact, it often starts long before you even walk through the door. 3. The silent treatment. You're leaving them alone too long. Let's imagine a very common moment. You come home after a long day. Maybe it's been 8, 9, even 10 hours since you left the house. You open the door, expecting your cat to greet you. But instead, they barely look at you. Maybe they stay on the couch. Maybe they walk into another room and lie down. And a lot of owners interpret that moment the same way. Typical cat, they don't really care. For decades, people have repeated the same idea, that cats are completely independent animals who are perfectly happy being alone all day. But modern research has started to reveal something very different. A 2020 study published in Current Biology found that cats form genuine attachment bonds with their owners, very similar to the way dogs do, and even similar to how human infants bond with caregivers. In other words, your cat doesn't just live in your house. They're emotionally attached to you. The difference is how cats express loneliness. Dogs tend to protest. They bark, scratch doors, chew furniture. Their distress is loud and obvious. Cats do the opposite. When they experience long periods of isolation, many cats withdraw quietly. They sleep more, they interact less, they appear calm on the surface, but internally they may simply be adapting to a lack of stimulation and connection. And this creates a strange illusion. To us, it looks like they don't care. But often, they've just learned not to expect much interaction. That's why one of the most powerful things you can do when you come home isn't feeding them, checking your phone, or turning on the TV. It's giving them just 5 minutes of real attention. Sit with them, talk to them softly, let them approach you, offer a calm greeting. Those small daily moments signal something important in your cat's mind. My human comes back, and we reconnect. Over time, that simple routine can completely change how your cat responds when you walk through the door. But even when cats feel connected to their owners, there's another hidden reason they sometimes lose interest in interacting with us. And surprisingly, it has nothing to do with affection at all. It has everything to do with a powerful instinct that still lives inside every house cat. Their inner predator. 4. You're frustrating their inner predator. Have you ever tried to play with your cat and they just walk away? You wave a feather toy. They watch it for a second. Maybe they pounce once, and then suddenly lose interest and wander off like the whole thing was boring. Most owners assume the same thing in that moment. My cat is lazy. They're not playful. Maybe they're just tired. But the truth is usually something very different. Your cat isn't bored. They're frustrated. Even the calmest house cat still carries the brain of a hunter. Deep inside their instincts is a natural sequence their mind is wired to follow. Stalk, chase, pounce, catch, and eat. That sequence is what gives cats the feeling of satisfaction during play. But many humans accidentally break that cycle. We dangle toys high in the air where cats can never grab them. We move toys too quickly or too randomly, or we keep pulling the toy away right before they can capture it. From your cat's perspective, it's like sitting down for dinner and having someone snatch the plate away every time you try to take a bite. At first, it's exciting, but after a few tries, it becomes deeply unsatisfying, so they simply walk away. But when you play in a way that matches their natural hunting pattern, something incredible happens. You'll notice your cat lowering their body, their eyes locking onto the target, their tail twitching slowly as they prepare for the perfect ambush. And most importantly, you let them catch the toy. That moment of capture releases a powerful burst of dopamine in their brain. It's the same reward their wild ancestors experienced after a successful hunt. Suddenly, playtime becomes meaningful, and when cats associate you with that satisfying experience, they start seeking you out more often. If you're starting to see your cat's behavior in a completely new way right now, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're watching with your cat-loving brain switched on. And if you enjoy learning the hidden psychology behind why cats do what they do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because we explore the fascinating instincts that shape your cat's world. But even if you master how to pet your cat, even if you greet them the right way, and even if you play with them like real prey, there is still one incredibly simple thing that almost no cat owners ever think to do. Something that costs nothing, requires no toys, and yet it can build one of the deepest levels of trust a cat can feel. In fact, only about 2% of cat owners ever do it, and once you understand it, you'll realize it's the most powerful way to connect with your cat at all. Let's talk about that secret. 5. The 2% secret. Existing at their level. So what is the one thing almost no cat owners think to do, yet it can instantly change how your cat sees you? It's surprisingly simple. You sit on the floor. That's it. Most of the time, humans interact with cats from above. We stand over them, lean down toward them, reach from the top of their head, or tower over them when we walk into a room. From your perspective, this feels completely normal, but from your cat's perspective, every human is a giant presence moving through their world. Imagine living with a creature 10 times your size, constantly reaching down toward you. Even if that creature loves you, there will always be a small instinct inside you that stays alert. Cats are extremely sensitive to height and body language. When you stand above them, your size alone creates a subtle pressure in the interaction, but when you lower yourself to the floor, something changes instantly. Your body becomes quieter, your movements become slower, and most importantly, you enter their level of space. In the wild, cats don't show trust by constantly touching or cuddling. Their highest form of bonding is something much quieter. They simply rest near each other. Two cats who trust each other might sit a few feet apart, sharing the same space without pressure, without expectations. That peaceful coexistence is their version of deep connection. When you sit on the floor near your cat with no agenda, no reaching, no calling them, no trying to grab their attention, you remove all pressure from the interaction. And that's when something powerful often happens. Your cat begins to approach by choice. Maybe they walk over slowly. Maybe they sit near you. Maybe they brush their tail against your leg or settle down beside you. Those moments may seem small, but in the language of cats, they are incredibly meaningful. Because when a cat chooses to enter your space freely, without being called or touched, it means they feel something every cat is constantly searching for in their environment: safety. So if your cat has ever walked away while you were petting them, ignored you when you tried to play, or seemed strangely distant for no clear reason, there's a good chance they weren't rejecting you at all. They were simply responding in the only language they know. Cats don't show love the way humans do. They don't always seek constant touch or loud excitement. Their trust is quieter, slower, and much more instinctive. But once you begin to understand their signals, where they like to be touched, how they greet each other, how their hunting mind works, and how much they value calm shared space, something amazing starts to happen. Your relationship shifts. You stop being the giant who lives in their house and start becoming a safe presence in their world. And to a cat, that means everything. So I'm curious, after hearing these 5 things, which one surprised you the most? Was it the petting zones, the cat handshake, or the simple power of sitting on the floor with them? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning the hidden psychology behind your cat's behavior, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because every week we uncover the instincts, emotions, and secret signals that most cat owners never realize. Because your cat doesn't need you to be perfect. They just need to know one thing, that with you, they are safe.